Count on LEX 18 News.
Coming up, Kentucky State Police Departments are working to help communities overcome mental health struggles after a major increase in crisis calls. Plus, another jump in flu cases in Lexington. Will break down numbers and show you what health officials say could be to blame for the increase. And doctors say that an ongoing vaccine fatigue is leaving some people vulnerable to respiratory issues. This is LEX 18 News at 12:30. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Angie Bevan. The pandemic has shined a light on growing mental health crisis, and at the receiving end are officers answering calls for help. It's a new reality many departments in Kentucky are working to address. Our in-depth reporter, Christiana Ford, explains what's happening and what they hope can make a difference.
For every call they answer,
911, where's the emergency?
It's estimated that at least 20% involve a mental health or substance abuse crisis.
I've seen an increase since my time here, and I would say since probably COVID, a tremendous increase.
Lieutenant Mitch Lair is a leader with Georgetown Police Department's Community Mental Health Team.
We have usually a new VIST agent. We have civilian medical staff. One of our victims advocates is a certified counselor.
The uptick they have seen is being echoed across Kentucky. Of departments we reached out to, Richmond and Lexington police are also seeing an increase in the number of reported crisis intervention encounters.
They don't know who else to call. Right. So they call us. They call dispatch. They call 911.
Over the years, Lair says they have had to shift their traditional role as enforcers, trying to support, understand, and help connect people to mental health resources that are out there.
I don't think we're at that social worker stage, like we can't be a case manager for everybody, right? But I do think we can be a better steward of our community.
And departments nationwide and across Kentucky are leaning into that role shift, expanding their use of mobile crisis teams to respond to the mental health crisis. Quick response teams are in place in more than 25% of Kentucky communities, providing on-site crisis response, links to treatment, and overdose education. So people experiencing a crisis don't end up behind bars, dropped at hospital ERs, or worse, killed. And because of the increased need in many departments, the demand for mobile crisis teams and crisis intervention training is growing.
Kentucky's basic training for police cadets does include some crisis intervention, but nowhere near the 40 hours experts accept as the recommendation.
By law, the state offers that 40 hours for free, but officers or their leadership has to choose to sign up. The executive director in charge of the state program tells me most of the nearly 400 law enforcement agencies in the state have chiefs and sheriffs that have recently committed to having their departments trained. And classes for 2023 were filled in 2 days.
There's a tremendous need for training.
Mental health organizations like NAMI Kentucky partner with law enforcement to help train officers who get courses on subjects like introduction to mental illness, personality disorder, and medications. Strategic advisor TJ Lidovic says it has been working.
And it's had great success rates in many jurisdictions in reducing the number of arrests.
Reports filed after crises show that officers with intervention training were successful at getting people the help they needed without use of force 97% of the time.
It costs less to give somebody treatment than it does to incarcerate them. And it also reduces the number of officer-related injuries.
Lidovic says because mental health has become a part of the daily emergency response, what's really needed now is dedicated funding so that they can have the resources to keep answering the call. Christiana Ford, LEX 18 News.
And turning to your weather now, heavy rain that we saw yesterday is gone, but the bitter cold is on its way in. Storm Tracker meteorologist Tom Ackerman has your first look at the forecast.
Good news for your Thursday. Sunshine making a comeback. The rain fading early this morning. Now, we've got a chillier setup going to the end of the week, but that widespread and heavy at times rain, the multiple rounds that we went through Wednesday, long gone, and we are drying out. It's trending colder this weekend. We're going to check that out in Pre-Christmas Arctic blasts could be setting up. We're going to talk about that as well. For today, breezy with partly sunny skies. Temperatures early on in the 50s, but likely falling into the 40s through the afternoon. We'll likely spend the afternoon in the mid to upper 40s. And you notice it getting colder day by day. We'll talk more about that, talk about the impact on the weekend in your complete storm tracker forecast.
Well, we are continuing to follow a recent flu case spike seen in central Kentucky. The number of flu cases in Lexington jumped 17% this week. It comes as Kentucky remains one of the worst states for flu transmission. There are over 1,500 confirmed flu cases and 9 deaths reported in the city this flu season. The health department says that about 90% of the new confirmed cases were in people who had not gotten a flu shot. And health experts are reminding you that there are some tools out there that you can use to help keep you and your family healthy. Our Sean Moody talks with a pediatrician who says a return to masking could be a good idea.
Flu and RSV hit with some ferocity this season, much earlier and more widespread than past years. As those numbers remain high, some lessons from the pandemic could come in handy.
I think you're going to see masking kind of just added on into that sort of just good basic public health, just prevention of just not inhaling those germs.
Dr. Elizabeth Hawes is a pediatrician here in Lexington. She said it could be a good idea for some people to refresh their stock of masks to combat those respiratory illnesses along with COVID.
I've seen a family over the past week that their poor kid has had RSV when that was a thing. Then they had flu. They've had another virus and got a secondary pneumonia for that. And they asked me, they said, should we mask her just for the rest of the semester? And I told them, honestly, I probably would.
Halls recognizes that masks were a controversial topic for a lot of people over the last couple of years. But for people who choose to wear them, she says there could be a real benefit in helping to prevent flu infections.
It's turned into a political thing, unfortunately, but I think if you look at the cases of flu that we had, even when we were back out and about, but still masking, they were much lower. So certainly for flu, it seems to help a lot.
Hawes says she's noticed more people wearing masks in crowded places like stores. While she understands some people might have a negative association because of mandates over the last couple of years, she wants people to think of them as a tool they can choose to use.
I think you're seeing more people open to those suggestions. I mean, look, nobody wants to be told what to do, but I think we need to go from a mindset of I don't want to be told what to do, to saying to yourself, what can I do to help myself?
In Lexington, Sean Moody, LEX 18 News.
As with COVID, Dr. Hawes says that those KN95 or the N95 masks are the ones that are effective as opposed to cloth masks. Public health leaders say that people are tired of being reminded to get shots. Mandy Gaither shows us why a vaccine fatigue can leave some people in the country who are vulnerable to respiratory viruses.
In the U.S., it's never an easy sell. Less than half of the population has gotten an annual flu shot for at least the past decade. And that's not the only respiratory virus wreaking havoc right now, leaving some hospitals struggling to keep up with the influx of patients.
We've got beds and hallways in the emergency department for patients who've been admitted and are waiting for hospital beds.
At UC San Diego Health, tents are also being set up in the parking lot, extra beds for those needing triage. In the past couple of weeks, there's been a surge in cases of the flu and other respiratory viruses.
So these tents are up as a contingency. We hope we won't need them, but we anticipate we will as we face this coming surge.
CDC data shows millions fewer doses of the flu vaccine have been distributed this season compared to this point in previous years. Only 26% of adults had gotten their flu shot by the end of October, a deadline health experts say provides the best protection throughout the season. As for the updated COVID-19 booster, fewer than 1 in 7 eligible people have rolled up their sleeves since it was authorized in the fall. But it's not too late to get vaccinated.
The influenza vaccine that we have this year really matches the strains of the flu that are causing illness. So I would encourage people to receive your flu vaccine right away if you haven't.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
More than a third of flu hospitalizations and deaths were reported last week. The CDC says sharp increases like this are common 2 months into the season. Storm Tracker meteorologist Tom Ackerman will have what you can expect this Thursday afternoon weather-wise as more LEX 18 News at 12:30 returns after this.
These celebrities have strapped themselves into this giant wheel to help contestants tackle tough trivia.
Are you good with math? Oh, man.
We should be graded on personality.
The Wheel 2-week holiday event starts Monday on NBC.
When they asked me to bring back my New Year's Eve party, I said yes, but on one condition. I need the sexiest co-host around.
Me?
Of course.
Well, I'll try.
Join us in Miami, December 31st, live on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
The Kentucky Lottery, over $4.4 billion in grants and scholarships.
Guys, it's time to stop treating your groins like junk. Introducing the new Intimate Pubic Hair Trimmer from Gillette. It's not junk, so treat it right with a gentle and easy shave from America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. Respect your pubic region with Gillette Intimate.
When cold symptoms keep you up, try Vicks NyQuil Severe. Just one dose starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to 9. For max strength nighttime relief, NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, sore throat, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Do you suffer from knee pain? Ever been diagnosed with osteoarthritis? Or worried about the risks involved with knee surgery?
It hurt all the time, like the nerves were rubbing against each other.
I was at the point of either replace my knees because I'm tired of this pain.
Get the relief you need without surgery. We're Arthritis Knee Pain Centers, the premier leaders in non-surgical knee pain treatments. Instead of surgically replacing your knees, our state-of-the-art procedures replenish the depleted natural cushioning in your joints with an FDA-approved shock-absorbing gel, without surgery and without downtime.
After the first injection, I knew it was going to work.
We've successfully treated thousands of patients. Medicare and most private insurance cover this procedure.
Full motion, no pain, walking, everything just back normal like it used to be.
Now with locations in Lexington. Call 1-800-211-2919 for a free no-obligation knee pain assessment or go to arthritis-kneepain.com.
If you have slow or clogged sinks, H2O Maestro can solve that problem. Right now, get a free camera inspection with any main line unclogged. That's $199 in savings. Skip the line and book online. H2OMaestro.com.
Who's ready for the holidays? Ho, 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 Kelly. Amy Poehler. Plus from the Fablemans, Gabriel LaBelle.
Today at 2 on LEX 18.
That widespread and heavy at times rain, the rounds of it that we dealt with Wednesday out of here. And you notice over the next few days through the weekend and early next week, not a whole lot in the way of precipitation chances. And there's some good news. The latest drought update shows that we have put a significant dent in the drought. That rainfall at regular intervals has really helped us out. We're now just abnormally dry, that first stage of drought over much of the area. Moderate drought has been pushed back along the Ohio River into western Kentucky. We'd all but eradicated severe drought. Thin sliver of it back towards Paducah in western Kentucky. And the rainfall we had yesterday will factor into next week's updates. We'll likely see even more improvements there, maybe even get rid of this drought altogether, which would be wonderful. Now, we've got a chillier setup as we go into the weekend. We've got that low still throwing snow over the Great Lakes and another one running up the East Coast causing a mess out there. But we're going to stay for the most part dry. There'll be just enough moisture around for some flurries or sprinkles over the next day or two. But beyond that, we're just all about the colder air that is continuing to get pulled in by that low up over the Great Lakes. It'll work its way south into Friday and Saturday, and our temperatures are just going to come down day by day and get progressively colder as we go into the weekend. Here you can see it. Now, our actual high for today was in the mid-50s right around midnight, and then since then we've been down around the low 50s, and we'll drop into the 40s into the afternoon, and then only hit about 40 tomorrow, and then bottom out in the 30s over the weekend. So that's the progressively colder setup that we have. But it could get even colder than that. That's Siberia. That's Alaska. This is unbelievably cold air. It masses up and eventually drops south across Canada. And every once in a while, we get these Arctic outbursts. And it looks like there could be one just prior to Christmas, toward the end of next week. We could have a significant and even brutal Arctic blast that could punch all the way down to the Gulf Coast. We may see 30 to 40 degree below normal highs across much of the U.S. Of course, it won't be quite that bad here, but still could be some frigid stuff and maybe even some moisture to go along with it. So right as you get to Thursday, you see that rain to snow shower chance. That could be the leading edge of that Arctic air that could come barreling in for your Christmas weekend.
Understanding and appreciating our history is important, and if not, it can be forgotten. Our Evan Leek explains the lengths one Kentucky preservation team is taking to bring a landmark back to life.
Generations of history held within the hallowed grounds of Frankfort Cemetery. Memories Eric Wisman and the Kentucky Trust have made a mission to protect.
22 years ago, we had a project in Bourbon County, which was to move this log house that turns out to be one of the only type in Kentucky of its style, that was built probably about 1784, maybe a little earlier, that was owned and lived in by James Tribune, who was a surveying partner of Daniel Boone and one of the first families to settle in Kentucky.
Fast forward 20 years, the Tribune family trail leads here, a lone cemetery vault, wearing every bit of its 172 years since it was built.
Here lies Elizabeth Tribune and her sister Martha, who were both raised in the house that we moved 20 years ago. Unfortunately, in the 1960s, this thing fell, the facade of it collapsed, and set that way until just a couple of years ago when we started this endeavor.
The dirt went over it, so the earlier photos, you couldn't even see it hardly because the dirt all the way. I've been in this field doing restoration work full-time for over 2 decades. Resurrecting it was an incredible challenge. The capstone weighs almost 6,000 pounds. It's been very rewarding, but very challenging and time-consuming.
A project planned since 2019, finally underway after a pandemic pause. Jonathan Appel has spent the last month trying to raise this vault back to life after Mother Nature likely pulled it down.
The fact it's on a hill, it's a lot of clay soil, builds up a lot of, holds a lot of moisture, and clay tends to expand a lot when it gets wet. Incrementally, the soil seems to have pushed over the structure. One day it just toppled.
But the vault is standing tall again. Many of the pieces that broke off put right back into place.
This project is really sort of a culmination of a 20-plus year project. There's a lot embodied in this place that connects to a broader family story, but the story of our state, too.
A puzzle being solved to preserve an important piece of Kentucky history. In Frankfort, Evan Leek, LEX 18 News.
Still to come, staying out of credit card debt, a financial expert explains how you can do just that during the holiday season. That's coming up when more LEX 18 News at 12:30 continues after this.
Get in the game with Zaxby's all-new loyalty program, Zax Rewards. The more you earn, the more rewards to choose from. Sign up for Zax Rewards and score a free Big Zax snack meal. Download the Zaxby's app and get your game on.
This weekend only, save big at Lexington Overstock Warehouse during our year-end clearance event. Get huge markdowns on all remaining 2022 in-stock inventory. These deals will go quickly, so don't delay. Go to LexingtonOverstockWarehouse.com now for more details.
Get to Gordon Food Service Store. Deals like this come but once a year. Get USDA Choice Cooked Prime Rib for $12.99 a pound. And beef meatballs, $12.99 for a 5-pound bag. Cooked shrimp for only $6.99, or a cocktail shrimp ring with sauce is $16.99. Macaroni and cheese is $12.99. Plus, holiday cookie dough, only $12.99. Order online for free same-day pickup. Gordon Food Service Store, GFSstore.com.
Located in the heart of Versailles, Daisy Hill Senior Living offers affordable, independent living villas, assisted living luxury apartments, and are pleased to now offer Pathway, a person-centered memory care community. We provide all-inclusive services with maintenance-free living. Our floor plans offer something for everyone's budget and lifestyle. I'm Lori Duro, Executive Director, and I would like to invite you to come visit with us. We look forward to making a difference each and every day. Come see us soon at Daisy Hill.
I've wanted to tell you this for a long time, but with another child on the way, I keep putting it off. We've come to a point in our life where we need more space.
You're right. We need a larger home. That's why I applied for a home loan with Community Trust Bank. We've been pre-qualified, so get ready to go house shopping.
At Community Trust Bank, we specialize in new beginnings, building communities,
built on trust.
The Ageless Center has 40 years of results. Stephanie lost over 130 pounds, 170 inches, and is no longer pre-diabetic or hypertensive. Call the Ageless Center at 859-335-1330 today.
When your home systems are working, life is good. But when they are not, we're here for you, and we make it easy. One call for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric needs. Call Bryant. 365 days a year whenever you need us for repairs, replacement, and service on all the systems that drive your home comfort. One call. Call Bryant. Our work is backed by a 100% guarantee, so you can trust the experts that have been keeping homes comfortable since 1940. For all of your home comfort needs, call Bryant.
Get in the game with Zaxby's all-new loyalty program, Zax Rewards. The more you earn, the more rewards to choose from. Sign up for Zax Rewards and score a free Big Zax snack meal. Download the Zaxby's app and get your game on.
The Big Blue Nation's official station is LEX 18.
Inflation is not stopping people from opening up their wallets, even if it pushes them further into debt. Lydia Vasquez is in Tampa as she explains the concerns that a financial expert has and shares some tips to help you stay out of debt.
I think we've seen an alarming increase in credit card debt this year.
Credit card balances climbed more than 15% from a year ago, the largest annual jump in more than 20 years. That's according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York.
You know, with inflation and with the increase in prices, we're seeing lots of credit card debt begin to accumulate.
Definitely things are a lot more expensive, I'll say that. Definitely spending a lot more on things, so probably, spending more on the card than usual for sure, but I know a lot of people that are relying on them. I've been there before too.
More than 191 million Americans have at least one credit card, and some 555 million people have more than one.
Sometimes I use the credit cards and then I try to pay a pretty good amount at the end of the month so that they don't climb so high. Sometimes I have to control myself for that. I try to not be shocked after Christmas, say, oh my gosh, look at this. So I've always tried to control it. My kids may disagree with what I'm saying.
Americans racked up $38 billion in credit card debt from a year ago.
Well, at some point, the party stops. And so, there's an inability to pay that bill, or there's an inability to get additional credit.
Stephen Patterson, chief financial strategist at Key City Capital, urges people not to use their credit cards or similar methods to finance everyday lifestyle choices.
The buy now, pay later strategy only works is if you have the money now. Because invariably what happens to the American family is an emergency occurs. And so there are two payments into the buy now, pay later, and a medical bill arises or a car issue arises.
Credit card balances continue to surge, even as interest rates that lenders charge consumers hit record highs.
Last year, the average interest rate on a credit card was about 17.5%. Today, it's about 23.5%. And I don't think we've seen that top out yet. So anybody that's putting debt on credit cards and planning on making minimum balance payments, that minimum balance payment is going to go up sharply.
Patterson strongly suggests living below your means until we see record inflation and interest rates come down.
You just got to make sure you have money coming in. Don't start feeling like you have more money than you have, because that limit is high. You want to make sure that you have something to supplement that, make sure that it's a revolving door.
Nintendo is going to Hollywood. See a new look at Super Mario Land coming to Universal Studios Hollywood next year. More LEX 18 News at 12:30. We'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Trish Takis, and I would like to welcome you to Beaumont Family Dentistry at Hamburg. It's a privilege to introduce Dr. Daniel O'Brien and my son, Dr. Ryan Galibersuch, who is a trainer for CEREC Same-Day Crowns. Our priority is to offer premium dental care using the most advanced technologies, including CEREC, implants, Invisalign, and scanners that take images of your teeth, eliminating messy impressions. We offer oral and IV sedation as well as nitrous oxide to make your visit more relaxing. To learn more, visit BeaumontFamilyDentistry.com.
The beloved Burnside holiday tradition, Christmas Island, is back and better than ever. Enjoy thousands of Christmas lights and pictures with Santa, November 18th through December 31st at General Burnside Island State Park. Go to visitburnside.com for more information.
Hearing loss greatly impacts your quality of life.
Everybody is different. No two brains are alike. No two hearing losses are the same. We will customize and tailor your hearing aids to you. The goal is you're going to put them on, you're going to forget it, and you're going to enjoy life.
Don't miss out on the sounds of life. Contact Calio Audiology for a free consultation.
It's time for a special announcement from Four Seasons Sunrooms and Windows. Transform your home and change your life with a Four Seasons sunroom. And watch this announcement until the very end for a special code for exclusive additional savings. And now it's time. Right now, for a limited time, all Four Seasons sunrooms are up to 25% off, with no money down and no interest for 12 full months. Call Four Seasons today. Four Seasons. It's time.
At Woodford Family Pharmacy, avoid the long lines and get personalized professional pharmacy services close to home. Park right up front or use our convenient drive-thru or free delivery. For vaccinations, no appointment is necessary. Woodford Family Pharmacy, your hometown pharmacy.
LEX 18, the Salvation Army, and Kroger are once again counting on you to feed a family in need during the holidays. The next time you shop at your neighborhood Kroger, pick up an angel from the store tree. Then simply add it to your grocery bill. The Salvation Army will turn your donation into a holiday dinner for a family right here in the Bluegrass. This season, make a real difference with a gift of hope. Pick up a Kroger Food Angel.
Whether it's movies, music, or a Nintendo theme park attraction, there's a lot of entertainment headed your way in 2023. Rick Damigella has the story in your Hollywood headlines.
Here we go. Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach are almost ready to welcome you to the Mushroom Kingdom. Universal Studios Hollywood has announced the grand opening of Super Nintendo World, taking place February 17th. The themed land features multiple attractions based on iconic Nintendo characters and games, including the Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge ride. Here's your first look at Scream 6. The horror yarn takes its characters to the Big Apple in the series' latest installment. Scream 6 creeps into theaters March 10th. That's multinational metal band The Dark Side of the Moon and their new Harry Potter-themed single. The band's debut album, Metamorphosis, lands in May and will also feature their Game of Thrones cover, Jenny of Old Stones. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Our next newscast is coming up at 4 o'clock. We hope you'll join us then. Have a good afternoon.
LEX 18, streaming local news 24/7. Search for LEX 18 on your device.
West Shore Home is the best solution on the market for bath and shower remodeling. Today, Joe and I are inside to see what a typical walk-in shower installation looks like. So let's go upstairs and see what we're working with.
Let's check it out. Now, Kirsten, why did the homeowner need to replace this tub and shower?
So this is a really high step over tub, which could be a problem because it's really easy to catch your foot when you're getting in or out of the shower. And if that happens, there's nothing here to catch yourself on for support.
And you said today West Shore is going to install a brand new walk-in shower. How's that going to help?
So we're going to remove the shower and tub combo and replace it with something that's built with safety in mind. The walk-in shower is going to have a 3 to 4 inch threshold, which is going to make it so much easier to get in and out of the shower. So look, I know this homeowner is so excited to get this project done, and we don't want to hold the crew up any longer, so let's check back in later.
Okay, the crew wrapped up, and in just 8 hours, the difference is incredible. This morning, this was a plain white bathtub. This afternoon, it's a beautiful, modern walk-in shower. They have sleek sliding glass doors. And as Kirsten said, the low-step shower base and the grab bar is going to make getting in and out of the shower so much easier. They have laser-etched walls, and they went for the magnetic shower head. Folks, if you're looking to upgrade your old shower bath to something safe and modern, call the experts at West Shore Home. They're doing transformations like this every single day. Call the number on your screen now, and when you do, take advantage of this great offer. Call in now because they're doing 5 years of 0% APR plus 50% off the cost of installation. This is an offer you do not want to miss. Call West Shore Home now.